Hello everybody, Spooky Sandwoman here. You can see my face. Holy crap. Uh, Welcome to Seduce Me The Otome. I don't think this is really gonna go anywhere, but I haven't been able to record games on my PC, so I was just seeing if I could try to see if this works. And if it does, maybe I'll make a series out of it. I don't really know, but I'm kind of just gonna do this for shits and giggles. Let's do it anyway. This is a fictional interactive narrative. Any character resemblances to real life people are purely coincidental. Okay. Also, please note that the following game is made for PG-16 audiences. Please know that sexual violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings, abuse, implied rape, and suicide. You have been warned. Oh boy. Please enjoy. I'll try.
Why, hello. My, aren't you a gorgeous sight? Can I be honored enough to know your name?
If you really want. Mika, no. Actually, you know what? I'm Spooky. Call me Spooky.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you. Wonderful.
We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it, since you'll be in it.
Okay. Somewhere.
Come on! Is that all you got?
I don't know.
Wanna try me, asshole?
I don't want to try your asshole, thanks. Somebody just got shot?
Crap! Missed.
Oh, guess not.
Let's retreat for now.
No kidding. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks! Stay out of our territory!
Okay. Call it fate or call it coincidence. That one moment of violence started a chain of events I will never forget.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory.
Oh, rain. Rain. It's been a long time since we've gotten rain around here. But it is the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly surprising. Personally, I loved the sound of it, the way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing, even though looking at the droplets hit the glass of water was strangely calming. Not clamming. No clams. For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention to the class. Me, in high school. School. The lectures in class were pretty boring. Mrs. Phillips' voice wasn't soporific. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. But I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbook and did my assignments as I had to. I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another course. Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this assignment, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. I didn't hate high school. It was just kind of mundane how the days drifted on and on as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them, but that was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of second semester brought a note of finality to it. I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and I was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something new. Something that would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Yeah? Mrs. Phillips' raised voice interrupted my train of thought. Just when I was thinking about class. I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me just because she noticed that I was spacing out. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Spooky, that's cute. I'm cute.
Would you care to name the equation I set up on the blackboard?
That was economics. Oh, I think I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black Scholes model formula.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
Spooky Anderson. Anderson. It followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather my surname. Oh, I speak to this on many, many levels. No doubt since that surname was a trademark of the internationally famous and philanthropic Anderson Family Toys, and because the founder was my own grandfather. Suzu, one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch on the shoulder.
Kick ass, girl.
Yeah! From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words.
She means good job.
Thanks, Naomi.
Miss Capini,
Oi!
care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Probably Black and Scholes.
Some guys named Black and Shoals.
I'm glad. See, this is why Suzu and I are friends.
Fisher Black and Myron Shoals.
I was still right. She was still right.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
Look at that smug face.
Show off. Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched into her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of today's lecture. Now, let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Group projects, they were always the bane of my existence. Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers.
Let's go straight into the logical statistics and stuff so you completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project.
At least we caught it this time. What do we name it?
Not sure. What do you think?
It always came down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was the master in ending decision, even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
Okay.
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
Are we selling dragons?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
But our company sells bubblegum.
Yes, the Dragon Corporation. We sell bubblegum. Up to me, I would say... Oh gosh, my first decision. You know what? Dragon Company.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
Suzu?
Never mind. It's about time! Let's bail!
Okay. Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out of the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
As Jacksepticeye said, speed is key. I wish I was as fast as her getting out of here. Me and you both, Naomi. Naomi's arms folded close to her chest, giving me a disappointed look.
Oh, not you too. She's turning you into a delinquent.
How was me running fast to the door turning me into a delinquent? Oh boy, lunch. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with the aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun fries and the spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
God, I wish my high school cafeteria was like this.
I'll take a tuna sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
Definitely Kiana.
You're crazy.
Hell yeah, I'm crazy.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
I think I'll go with mac and cheese. Hell yeah! Mac and cheese is my favorite food. That sounds good. Mac and cheese and ginger ale. That's my food forever. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so she could rest her feet on the table by her food.
Alright then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
People don't talk like that.
Bored already?
I know. Let's talk about...
Say boys, and I will never speak to you ever again.
Aw, why not?
What's so interesting about talking about guys? Not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Like that's going to happen, Naomi. Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
Hey!
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Yeah, if I want.
Or girlfriend?
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
Yeah, you have no control over my sexuality. Fuck you, Naomi.
True.
Maybe I will. I'm so sorry. That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet.
Why not? It's our senior year. Might as well get a boyfriend.
Maybe she's just not interested in a relationship, Suzu.
Yeah, what she said. Well, it wasn't really about wanting a relationship, but more of there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafe started up, and an announcement echoed through the cafeteria.
Miss Anderson, please come to the main office immediately. Please bring your things with you.
Oh shit. What did I do? Oh god, what did I do?
Oh my.
Funny enough, something did happen. And it was certainly no laughing matter. Cold. It was really cold. The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Oh, I'm at a funeral. Not that I wasn't looking up. In fact, I was looking up at the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. Jesus, let me speak that sentence. I stared at the grass beneath my feet, unable to look up at the people weeping around me. All I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone eulogies that floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral. It was only when the speeches ended that I was finally able to raise my head. A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple, small grave. Oh god, is that my dad? For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops on umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would probably be in heavy silence. I looked beside me where my father was standing. Oh, no, he's not my dad. Okay. Holding up a large black umbrella for a small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. I wondered what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth gray tombstone before us was his father's name. Oh, it was my grandpa. My grandfather, the one who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small, only close family were allowed to come. Slowly, though, people began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind at the grave. A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from his suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now, I shall read Harold Anderson's last will and testament.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present for my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why. He did say he had a toy company.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
Dang, Grandpa! What? I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family's estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written by my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
Daddy, why you do me like that?
Dear.
Yeah.
Well, did he say anything about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
I don't know.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother, with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Yeah, cool. Do it. Let's do it.
Are you sure we should?
Why not?
Why not? This would be a good experience for her.
Jeez, why is my dad so angry? Is it because he wanted to be the president? It's okay, Dad. You can be the president in your heart.
Honey, what do you think?
I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think that I was the appropriate heir to the mansion? Was I even ready to live on my own?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Jeez, Dad.
David!
Oh, David. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
She sounds like Tali. You can go on ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
The art in this game is pretty cute. I like me. Look at me. I'm so cute. I always say that. She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the stone-looking grave that was laid in front of me. I'm sure that if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all of this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they pass away? Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers. His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. He told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time, a long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away. Sorry. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
I swept into a giant bear hug and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. Whoosh! Whoosh. I do that to my cats, especially ours because she's tiny, because I'm really wee. It was one of my favorite things of Google. Not the time. Oh, damn it! Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said that he wasn't feeling too well again. It'd always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says that there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go?
Oh, I would love to. But I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yeah! Yes! Oh, is it a toy?
It is. I was designing a new line
What else would it be? You work
but I
for
feel
a toy
like
company.
something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Of course! He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
I think the heart on his chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it can be like a little nightlight before you sleep. He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Well, I am a child. Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
Hi, Artemoo. That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it in the same way, though.
Your father. I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I'm not so sure about that.
Sweetie, look at me.
He bent down to look at me eye level with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I had heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who had stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter. But it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them. It's hard, though, trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you. Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first, and then pointed at my chest.
So stay strong, promise?
For a moment, he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let a great burst of laughter and stood up.
All right then, enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know I can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while I cook and do some paperwork.
It's hot in here. Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen.
Hey, slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
It's okay, I'm a fat kid. I'll just be like, yay, run into the kitchen.
Well, it's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Ooh, lasagna. Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home. I wanted to talk to him, but after his moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure that if it was a good idea.
It's about time we took off those dreary black clothes.
I like black. Gathering my courage, I decided then that it was the time to talk. Dad, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes? Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
This bitch. But what if...
Stop mumbling.
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry. Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
Fuck you, Dad. It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
I will raise my voice as... I'll do it. What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms and erupted in angry laughter.
Ha! You sure place him upon a pedestal, like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes me sick.
Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, were you holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces? Did you just feel a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? Oh. A flash of rage crossed his face and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek. Holy shit!
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut!
Jeez, Dad, fuck you!
You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of!
Is everything all right? What happened?
Gee, Mom, you're late to the party. Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs.
Honey, wait! Are you all right? Your father told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine. I just lost my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
Yeah. Don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
Well, maybe she could just go ask Dad. I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. But at the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything, to get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek. I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff so I would be prepared for tomorrow. That's quick. Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing and vibrating in my pocket. I slipped my phone out of my pocket and answered while slowly easing myself onto my bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey, Anderson, you there? Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call.
No, my best friends.
Hello?
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, but it was only a whisper.
What happened? Are you okay?
Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. My dad isn't in a good mood, so could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu?
Yeah. We're always here if you need us. After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you, right?
Yeah.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
Yeah! I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
What's with you and naming things?
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me. Tisk, tisk.
Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game!
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon I had forgotten about the events that day and I was engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show, some program called Herlock. Sherlock? We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him with that long overcoat and scarf wrapped around his neck. Gee, I wonder who they're talking about. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he has really high cheekbones. His eyes are pretty, though I do have to say I prefer Jetson. And as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa, it's already 1 a.m.? Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow. I shook my head to try to clear the sleepiness out of me. It's to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up? Oh, wait, school. As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of the bed and looked in the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubt anyone would actually notice unless they leaned in really close. Like this. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before anyone heard of the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man! Quit being so sensitive, Naomi.
Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
I really don't know what they're being right about. Whatever.
Of course you would side with her.
What do you want from me, Naomi? Okay, I just met you today.
Huh? See, at least she...
I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
I'm agreeing with her. I'm not saying that you need to be wild. Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. God, look at those smiles. Whoa!
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
Well, I already don't like her. She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lisette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lisette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
Yeah.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
'Cause you're a bitch.
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
I'd cheer on and watch her bash your face in. I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed this set, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lisette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Whoa, okay, what?
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you've wanted, and now seeing me like this? Life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw the set in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand up to stop her. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way. You go,
I'm
girl.
sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
No shit! She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. I wouldn't either. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
No, I don't want to. Something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was that? I never even seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hallway towards me. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Oh no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See ya. Actually, I'm gonna end this off right here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe I'll just do this, like, maybe just have 2 Let's Plays out at once? Because I have Mass Effect going on right now. I know this is probably a really long episode. I didn't really keep track of of the time. But yeah. Might as well. Do something fun. Do something different. I mean, I only have 2 Let's Plays on my channel right now, but still, it's something. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, you can go ahead and like, comment, or subscribe. Share with your friends too. Maybe they like weird dating sims. Alright. Bye-bye.